Hi there and welcome to this CUTV special. Today we will be conducting an interview with Canadian playwright Thompson Highway. A native of Manitoba, Thompson Highway is particularly known for the two plays he's written, The Res Sisters and a sequel called The Dry Lips Out of Move to Kappa's Casing. He is presently working on a third play in the series. He has also done a lot of work with Native citizens, has a degree in music, and is multilingual. And now let's take a look at what he had to say to Baptiste and I. Hi there, my name is Irene Alby.
And my name is Baptiste, and we're here today with Canadian playwright Thompson Highway. Hi.
Hi.
We're going to get right into this.
Okay.
The first thing we wanted to know about was a little bit about your background. We know you studied music and language and traveled a fair amount. We wanted to know if you had anything to
Add to that background?
Yeah.
Oh, not too terribly much. I'm from Manitoba, northern Manitoba, 1,200 kilometers north of Winnipeg. Very, very distant part of the country, one of the most remote Indian reserves in the country. Cree, full-blooded Cree. My first language is Cree, my second language is English, my third language is French, and hopefully my fourth language will be Ojibwe, and my fifth will be Spanish, before I die. And I really believe in multilingualism, passionately. And I'm here at Concordia University just having a really good time, hanging out with cool people like you.
Okay. We wanted to go straight into how you began writing plays, how it became.
Well, I really don't know. There's no real beginning of the story. I was so confused at that point in my life. Essentially, I suppose it came from a variety of sources. The fact that my younger brother was a dancer, and I was living with him, or very close to him anyway, in Toronto. So therefore, I was always surrounded by dancers and show people, and I saw a lot of stuff. So I became sort of immersed in that kind of visual information, and I really admired a tremendous amount of it, and I wanted to do something about it. And I saw a lot of plays inspired by, especially by Gingerine and the works of Gingerine and Michel Tremblay. I think they're two Canadian players that are seminal in the development of Canadian theatre history. And I just really desperately wanted to do something like that at some point in my life, which I'm still trying to do. But they were instrumental in those were in the beginning of it.
Right. The Res Sisters was your first major success, winning the Dora Maver Moore Award in 1986-87 and touring all around Canada. What was your reaction to that?
Well, I was running a theatre company at the time. The theatre company that co-produced that particular production and that national tour. It was just a lot of fun hanging out with people, the actors and the cast and the crew, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful, very, very passionate time in my life. And I mean, it still is. I mean, my life is still passionate, but I'm still having a great time. But back then, we were younger, and we were more, our bodies were more resilient, so we would party all night long and not feel it the next day. So we just had a great time. So it was just a wonderful bunch of people, just discovering a new power. All of us were, and we've since never stopped.
Right. Well, can you tell us a bit about the play?
The play?
Yeah.
It's about seven Native women living in a reserve in northern Ontario, an Indian reserve. The Res. It's Jack Talk among people. It's a small community. It's like a small village it's like any small village in North America, except for the fact that it's native. And like a lot of small villages, and not so small villages either. Bingo is a very big thing among a certain class of people. The working classes, they like to call it. A term I don't necessarily like, because it sort of seems to, it's kind of a hierarchical kind of thing. There's the higher classes and there's the working classes kind of thing. I just don't believe in that kind of hierarchical structure. But it's about these women in this community who, like every other working class neighborhood or village or neighborhood of a city in North America, bingo, because of their economic situation, bingo is one of their only ways of dreaming about better things in life. And so when they hear that the biggest bingo in the world is coming to Toronto, they're inveterate bingo players to begin with. They do every week, if not every day, to local bingo and neighboring bingos in neighboring towns. When they heard the biggest film in the world, the jackpot of $500,000 is coming to Toronto, 6 hours from where they are, 6 hours by car, they decided to go down, and they do, and en route, they have all these adventures.
I found it really interesting that you had an almost all-woman cast, except for, well, the figure of Nana Bush. And I was wondering if you were trying to give Native women a voice.
Well, no, I don't know. I suppose it came from the initial I think impulse came from the fact that I adore my mother, which is a really cool lady, and she's just a colorful, very, very colorful character with a great sense of humor and a great sense of life. And as all her sisters, of which she has many. And they're all very unique characters, colorful, funny, passionate people, and I just adore them, and I just wanted to write something. They were very writable, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they had funny
yeah.
ways of talking and all that kind of stuff, very no-nonsense and very, very much alive. So that's where it came from. And then after that, subsequently, I was happy to have written something that continues to give employment to a lot of female actors.
Yeah.
Which is something very, very needed, because you'll find that most classical literature, dramatic literature, is mostly written from men. Shakespeare, for instance, you know?
Definitely. Yeah.
That's it.
Any more questions? Just a couple.
Oh, you had two more. My goodness, you're curious.
One of my favorites, your playwriting process. I wanted to know something about your playwriting process. Do you have more than one method of inspiration or research?
Oh, well, inspiration is one part of the process, and then research is another part of the process. And the actual writing, cranking it out, is another part of the process. Well, I really believe in the little spark of magic that occurs at the, like I read somewhere that you don't invent stories. Stories are there. They come to you. They come to somebody at some point or other. They're there. They're pieces of magic. And I really have come to believe in that. And I really believe, having seen a lot of the works of many, many artists in many countries around the world, and heard the works, like incredible, unbelievable artists, like from Beethoven, right, to, God, there's lots and lots of them. That, in a sense, artists are they're visionaries. They deal with magic. They deal with the spirit world. They deal with the state of the human soul, so to speak. They're kind of like doctors in that sense, shamans. They're sorcerers. They weave magic spells. And it's just, to me, that is an essential part of it all. I think the ability, I think in a sense that people are chosen, they don't choose the craft. The craft chooses them, kind of thing. In the same sense that I don't think musicians choose the instrument. At some level, or other, real musicians. The instrument chooses them.
Wow.
So do you, when you begin work on a play, do you research it through basic research or from history? It sounds as if it's from experience or from listening to other people's experiences.
It's experience, and I haven't lived a lot, and I really believe in living a lot, being with people a lot, and traveling a lot, and talking to people a lot, and listening to people a lot. It comes from people's lives, real life. It's real life stuff. It doesn't come from textbooks. It doesn't come from the library. It comes from the bedrooms of the nation.
No doubt. You wrote a sequel to the play, Dry Lips Out of Move to Capital.
Well, it's not so much a sequel. Yes.
No, okay.
It's a flip side.
Yeah. Because all male characters with one female.
All the male characters that you hear about in the Race Sisters, you see in Dry Lips. So the 7 men in Dry Lips are essentially the husbands, the brothers, the lovers, and the sons of the Race Sisters.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then the Rose, the third book that you're working on?
No, it's just Rose. There's no
Rose. Oh, sorry.
That Rose is a movie with Bette Midler.
Okay.
Yeah. Rose is just Rose. It's like Rose puts the 7 women of the Race Sisters and the 7 women of Dry Lips together in the same story.
In the same play.
In addition to some of the other characters that you hear people talk about.
Right.
The other offstage characters in both plays, like Fritz the Cats and Giselle Manuels and people like that, come to life. You see them.
Right.
to finish off, I know you've done a lot to encourage First Nation participation in the artistic community in Canada, including Native Earth Performing Arts Theatre Company in Toronto. Can you expand on that? Are there other experiences?
No. I mean, Native Earth Performing Arts is a very vital community of theatre artists, always growing, always learning, always training, and continuing to develop. It's not any one person, it's just a community of people. It's very much a community effort. So it was fun being part of that community. Well, I still am. I'm just not as active. I'm just not as central to the inner workings of the organization as I was for 6 years. And I'm still behind it all, and I contribute to it in one form or another, to any extent that I am capable of. But here in Montreal, it's a little tricky to continue to involve myself in the Native theatre community of Toronto, which is really where it's most vital. Just continuing to be friends with everybody, like insofar as I can be, the actors, the writers, the directors, the designers, and so on and so forth. And continue to encourage people to keep writing and keep working at it, and keep training, and keep studying, and keep seeing things and reading things and seeing their shows, and then of course doing all that.
Well, I'd like to thank Thompson Highway for being with us today, and I'd like to thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Thank you very much for joining us today, and we'll catch you next time.